So the first thing I want to do is I want to give my sort of opinions and my review sort of the NBA Finals. Now, the NBA Finals was, up until the NBA Finals, it was a pretty lackluster playoffs, and I can't lie, I was very disappointed with how the playoffs turned out, because on one conference, in the Western Conference, we'll start off, we see Golden State tearing through teams left and right. We just see blowouts, sweeps, and honestly, it wasn't fun to watch. I completely just tuned out the Warriors because I was just tired of seeing non-competitive basketball, because it wasn't fun just seeing them just overly beat up teams, and it was not fun at all. And they did that throughout the Western Conference. I thought, if you guys watch my sort of prediction video of the NBA playoffs, I think it's still on YouTube right now, I broke down and I predicted that the San Antonio Spurs would make it to the NBA Finals. Now, I thought that would have been the case in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, but until Kawhi Leonard went down with his injury, which I'm still salty about, the Spurs were looking to make it to the NBA Finals. I truly, and I still believe this to this day, if Kawhi Leonard never got injured, the San Antonio Spurs would have been in the NBA Finals, and they would have won the NBA championship right now. However, due to Zaza Pachulia, putting his leg where it shouldn't have been, Kawhi got injured and the Spurs were swept as well. And that led the Warriors to the NBA Finals once again. On the other conference, in the Eastern Conference, we see Cleveland rolling through Indiana, beating up Toronto, and that killed me a lot because I'm a big Raptor fan. That killed me. They rolled through Toronto. Boston got lucky and got one game off Cleveland, but it didn't really make a difference because Cleveland won the series in 5 games anyways. And that led Cleveland to the NBA Finals. So until that point, the NBA Finals just seemed so boring. The playoffs in general were just so boring because we already knew the inevitable was going to happen, that it was going to be the clash of the Titans, Golden State versus Cleveland, version 3. The trilogy, as people have been calling it. The media likes to, use that as a term. And, we all thought in the playoffs that, we'll suffer through this. We'll suffer through this lackluster playoffs in order to get some competitive basketball when it counts in the NBA Finals. That's what was our expectation going into this. We all expected that this series between Golden State and Cleveland would have been a 6 or 7 game series that would have saw competitive basketball, saw LeBron James going up against Kevin Durant, them fighting, Kyrie Irving going against Stephen Curry, and the squads going up against each other. We thought this was going to be competitive. But again, like I said in the beginning of the season, when Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors, it was one of the weakest moves in basketball history. It was a shitty move. It was a move that completely ruined the NBA. Why? Because the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals, won the NBA championship in 5 freaking games. And it took a historic effort from the Cleveland Cavaliers to even win that one game. And trust me, I watched the game 4 from start to finish. That was probably the most fun I've had watching basketball throughout this playoffs. Just watching Cleveland just dominate the Warriors, just be in control. It didn't last long. That feeling of happiness did not last. Through games 1, 2, and 3, I was honestly disgusted watching the NBA Finals. I was offended as a fan. I was just like, what is this? How is this fun for anybody to watch? How is this fun? And the thing I didn't like at all is that how Kevin Durant is not even admitting to the fact that he has done something wrong. Maybe not in terms of finance, maybe not in terms of the rule book, he hasn't done anything wrong, but he's done something wrong to the fans, he's done something wrong to the overall competition and the overall sport in general. Because he basically rigged the NBA so that the Golden State Warriors will be on top for the next 4, maybe 5 years from now. Because let's be honest here, there's no one in the NBA right now who can stop the Golden State Warriors. And not even LeBron James. With this current squad he has, LeBron has 0 chance to win. People are discussing that the only way LeBron can actually beat this Warriors team is he has to get another superstar, which means he has to basically create an even bigger super team to beat another super team. This is why I hate super teams. This is why super teams ruin the NBA. Because now no other team, no team like San Antonio, Houston, the Clippers, the Raptors, Boston, Washington, these guys have no chance. They have none, zero chance to win an NBA championship within the next few years. And the one thing that really affected me the most was how Kevin Durant was so ignorant, where he even said in a press conference that if people don't like watching the Warriors blow out teams, they should stop watching the product. This was very offensive to me, because as a fan, I have the right to watch this product. We have the right to watch this product. Who are you, Kevin Durant, to say we are not allowed to watch? We are not allowed to give our opinion. We can give our opinion. If you can make your own decision to go to Golden State, we can make our own opinion of what we think of that decision. And honestly, I speak for a lot of fans when I say this, that was a weak move. That was a move where Kevin Durant literally just ruined his entire image. Does he care about that now? Probably not, because he's an NBA champion. He's the Finals MVP. He doesn't care about that now, because he did what he wanted to do. But my question to Kevin Durant is, do you feel proud of winning that ring? Like, to me, it doesn't feel legitimate that Kevin Durant has an NBA championship. Because when you have guys who fight for an NBA championship, when you have someone who's working their butt off to be at the top and to win that ring, you want to have an emotional connection to that journey as a fan. You know, when LeBron won his first ring, people were genuinely happy for him. Why? Because he worked his ass off to earn that championship, and he now had a ring. Despite joining Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, you know, in Miami, he won his first ring on his own. You know, he did that on his own. Maybe that's not the best example. You know, how about Kobe Bryant when he finally won a ring without Shaq? That was a monumental moment. That was a moment where fans were truly happy for Kobe Bryant because he won a ring on his own. He didn't have to, you know, go and join, I don't know, what was it? It was a good team, the Spurs at the time. He didn't have to go join Boston at the time, because he knew he was good enough to win an NBA championship, and he worked hard, and the fans were genuinely happy. Watching Kevin Durant win that championship, I felt nothing. I literally had no happiness for Kevin Durant. I did not feel happy for Kevin Durant. I felt, you know, sad actually. I felt disappointed. I'm just like, seriously? You want to win this way? You don't want to earn this? You don't want to work hard to win your championship? And I respected Kevin Durant. I truly did. I respected Kevin Durant as one of the best players in the world. And talent-wise, he still is that. But the fact of the matter is that he took the easy way out. He joined the Golden State Warriors, and he ruined the NBA. I'm sorry. This finals was shit. This finals was terrible. And I was honestly, as a fan, I feel betrayed from the NBA because we were treated to probably a really bad season. And some of the playoff games were actually really good. The series between Boston and Washington, very good series. Very, very good series. Competitive, you know, passionate. You can see the dedication between the two teams, and you see the competition between the two teams. That you can pick either way. Any team could have won that series because it went to 7 games. The series between what was it again? I believe Utah and Clippers. That was very competitive as well. The series between the Raptors and the Bucks. That was a very competitive series. You know, but it doesn't matter because none of those teams were able to stand a chance against the Golden State Warriors, and ultimately, I don't think anyone will, unless we have some generational talent, generational team who comes in and just obliterates the Warriors. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a very tough era to live in as a basketball fan. And I know I hate the argument that the NBA's had super teams before. You know, they've had Jordan, the Bulls, they've had The Celtics, the big three in the Celtics. They had Magic in the Showtime Lakers. They had all these great teams, great super teams who own the dynasty. Well, yeah, my argument to that is, was that okay? Was there other people in that who can compete with them? Because I don't know about you, Jordan has never swept any team in an NBA playoffs. Just take that in. Michael freaking Jordan, the GOAT, as everyone calls him, and I still consider him the GOAT. Sorry, LeBron James, you're not there, and you probably won't get there. That's a whole completely different topic to discuss in the begin with. But Michael Jordan never swept a team. You know why? Because there was legitimately competition. Michael had to earn and work hard to beat each and every team, and that too, sometimes he came up short. Sometimes other teams were able to beat Michael Jordan. But you know why Michael's so great? He was able to lead his team. He was able to, in the end, win those series. But that's not the case with this Golden State team, because there's nobody who can compete with them. Not even the team who we all expected to compete with them. They couldn't even compete with the Golden State Warriors. Now, you tell me, is that the same thing? Where you have a super team with competition, with up and coming competition, who can on any day can upset the super team, or we have one super team and we have literally everyone else who's so mediocre they can't even stand a chance. I don't know about you, but that's not the same at all. And personally, I hated watching the NBA Finals. As a fan, I'm disappointed. Personally, and I'm gonna really get into this. And please, I don't want to offend any fan base. I don't want to offend anyone here, but before the final started, I was talking with friends and stuff. But I said that I actually hated both Cleveland and Golden State. I hated both teams because I hated the idea that you need a super team to win. I hated that we only had two teams in this league who can actually compete. I hated that fact because it basically makes the regular season and the rest of the playoffs pointless to watch. It's pointless. What's the point of me watching the regular season when we already know Golden State and Cleveland are going to make it to the NBA Finals? Where's the predictability? Where's the suspense? Where is every game matters? Because it doesn't. That's the problem. Every game does not matter in basketball these days. And that's the way it is. It sucks. It honestly does. And people may feel differently. People might have different opinions on this, and I don't blame them. I don't blame anyone for having a different opinion, but this is mine, and I think I speak for majority of fans who feel this way. And maybe you're just a little bit too afraid to openly say it, but this is how it is. And no, I'm not crying about the Cavs loss. I was rooting for the Cavs, and I'm not gonna be ashamed to admit it. I wanted Golden State to lose. I wanted this team to be beaten. I wanted the underdog to win. I wanted the super team to be taken down. And I'm not afraid to admit it. That was what I wanted. I didn't want LeBron James to I didn't care if LeBron won a fourth ring here. Usually I'm a little bit critical of LeBron James. Usually I say, you know what? Maybe he's only winning because of his super team. But now, seeing the greatness of LeBron James, seeing how great he is, I respect the man. And I truly do. And I would rather see LeBron win his fourth ring than see Kevin Durant win his first. Because LeBron's fourth ring would actually mean something. Because he beat a team that he had no chance to beat. You know, that's just the way it is. And, there's nothing more I can really say. These are just my thoughts on the NBA Finals, man. These were my feelings when I was going into it. This is what I wanted to get off my chest, that this is how I felt. This is how I looked at the NBA Finals this year. And honestly, I don't have any faith that it will get any better. I still believe if Cleveland has the same team and Golden State keeps their team, I feel that these two teams will be meeting in the finals for the next 4 or 5 years. And that sucks as fans. But that was my sort of opinions on the NBA Finals. I didn't like it. Let me know what you guys think. Tweet me or let me know in the comment section on YouTube what you guys think of the NBA Finals. Personally, I found it shitty. Personally, I found it retarded to watch, and I hope it gets better, but unfortunately, I don't think it will.